case you're going to stab carpet. So everybody on your left side. Go ahead and put your left leg forward. Right leg, put it back under the seat. And go ahead and spread your legs and lock yourself into the boat. So you're nice and locked in. Perfect. Greased up, linked in. Alright, let me see a paddles up position. When I tell you to set, all I want you to do is set the blade into the carpet going forward. Be gentle. Some of you have very nice paddles. I don't want you to ding them. Alright, and set. Alright, sit back up.
Hold it.
And again, set. Take it out. And again, set. Okay. Leave it right there. Do you feel comfortable in this position? Do you feel like you're leaning too far forward? Do you like where your top hand is? If you want to change anything, feel free to move your body, reposition, sit up, move your arms, experiment. This is practice. This is your time to mess up and fail and try something stupid because it might help you figure something out. Alright, now paddles up position again. And set. Tell me where everyone's bottom hand is right now.
Below the gunnel.
Perfect. Bottom hand is below the gunnel. Can you see that everyone's bottom arm is angled at a 45? If you want to get to the front of your stroke and have the blade in the water, your bottom arm should be angled at a 45. Everyone sit up in a paddles up position. You see where everyone's bottom hand is now? Above the gunnel. When you get to the front of your stroke, you don't want to get to the front of your swing, stop, and then have to go down. Because what happens from here, you actually come back to put the paddle in the water. So this is actually something we've learned recently, or at least we've learned how to communicate it. As you swing forward, the furthest reach you should have should be into the water. Bottom hand, you can aim it, can come under the gunnel. Okay, go ahead and switch sides, switch legs, so everyone can see on this side. And again, give me a paddles up position. And set. Take it out, sit up, and set. Take it out, sit up, set. Does this side feel a little different to you guys? It usually does. Go ahead, reposition your body again if you want to sit up taller. You want to put the paddle in shorter, you want to put the paddle in longer. The biggest thing is, give me one more on the left, paddles up, and set. Paddles at a forward angle, top man over the bottom, set the blade going forward. This is a really good drill to do in the water, since the boat tries to move on you. And for the most part, when you go to put the paddle in the water, you usually do it coming back. You can actually visually watch yourself trying to set the blade. It's hard to create muscle memory paddling. You just keep paddling and trying to remember all the parts at once. So what we do is we break it down into smaller parts. So now that I have you here, that's the catch. The reason I like the side entry is when I paddle, since I learned from kayaking, I do a lot of twisting. When I swing forward, my whole body rotates and twists, the paddle goes in, and then I just uncoil off of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here. And I want you guys to put your paddle straight out in front of you and without hitting each other, so be careful, because I want you to rotate to the left, rotate to the right. Just start twisting. Nice and slow, get comfortable. Pretty easy. Alright, here's the important part. When you twist, I want your hips to swivel in the seat. As you rotate from one side to the other, I want your hips to actually turn in the seat. This is the reason why a lot of the guys who paddle a lot wear the tight shorts, the biker shorts, because any pockets or seams, if your butt's rubbing in the seat, you can end up with a nice welt. So, we're going to start nice and slow, everybody on the right, and I want you to start from the exit. You just got out of the water, and when I say set, you're going to rotate and set. Alright, starting from the exit. And set. All right, take it out, go back to the exit, and set. Take it out, one more time, set. All right, relax. That's it. Does this make sense to everybody sitting in the canoes? Does this look all right from your guys' side? All right, everyone in the canoe hop out, everyone who's on the side hop in.
Eric, can you keep
If you
filming?
guys want to practice again, you can sit in that boat and do the same thing. All right. On the left side, left leg forward, right leg back. You're going to start from just a paddles up position, and all we're going to think about is setting the blade going forward. I want everyone to lean forward and set it this time, as if you're stabbing a fish. And set. Nice. Take it out. Set. Take it out. Set. All right, hold it. Is this a good position for you to pull from? Just answer to yourself. If you want to move the blade, you want to move it further, how does that feel? How does that feel? Start to move the blade back and forth. Find out where your chest is most comfortable or where you're most comfortable. Everyone found a spot they like? Come more close. All right, take it out and set. Go right to that spot. Take it out and set. Nice. Okay, switch sides, switch legs.
Yeah. Okay, we're way down there. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And again, ready, set. Alright, reposition yourself so you can find a nice comfortable spot. Alright, take it out. And set.
Richard, come back. Go battle.
You do not want to be vertical when you go and you want your paddle to be angled forward. And if you watch most videos of just about everyone paddling, if you can get your paddle to be angled that much forward, that's pretty good. So if you see video of the blade completely buried and only that much angle, everyone's trying to get that much angle, but for the most part, if you can get that, we'll take it. So you don't need a lot of angle, but the goal is to get an angled catch. Okay, take it out, sit up, and before you put it in, I want you to think about taking your weight, setting it onto the blade, and just holding yourself up. See if you can get equal pressure in both lats. I'll tell you what I mean in a second. Ready, set. I want you to feel the weight here in your top lat, which is easy because you're leaning forward, you're holding yourself up. Now, not only is there downward pressure, not in the hand, not in the arm, but in the lat, you should feel downward pressure in this lower lat as if you're hanging on this blade. So let's pull this back just a bit. Right there. Sit up into your arm. Relax a little bit. Here. Here. Alright. You feel how you can hang right here? Awesome. Does everyone feel pressure as if they're hanging and stretching their lower lat? Perfect. The goal is to get equal pressure in both lats. This is getting into body weight. So we got the paddle in, we're gonna sit up and relax. We have a strategy for putting the paddle in, and our strategy is now going into the next step of placing our weight onto the blade. One thing you have to be careful about is if you do not put the weight onto the blade, guess where your weight goes? Into the boat. So if your boat's bouncing, and I know we have a lot of tendencies to do that, especially when we get excited and start doing sprints. That's coming up, here comes the weight. Oh, it all went onto my foot, and then the paddle goes in. So it's a very difficult thing. You actually have to slow down at the front of the stroke to kind of aim and pick that spot. If you just swing randomly, think about this. If you're swinging and hoping that the paddle catches, how are the 5 people behind you supposed to hit in time? But if you can get to the front, pick a spot, everybody loads, then goes. You give all the people behind you a chance to pull, suddenly sitting seat one's not that bad. Any questions so far? All right. Rotate. Oh, yes.
How about the top end?
I kind of put that under the category of style. if you can get the weight into your lat, that's a good thing. What I found is if you start having bends and kinks and all this stuff in your arms, there are lots of corners where the pressure is going through, and those are lots of points that could possibly fail, especially if you do this 10,000 times. So personally, I like to get my arms as straight as I can. It just kind of limits the wear and tear, especially if you're doing 1,000 miles every 4 months. So if you like a bent arm, some people like the bent arm, totally fine. The one thing I will tell you, which actually is great, brings me to the next part, is if you start with a bent arm, you're going to finish with a bent arm. So getting into that, we finally got the paddle in the water. We committed our weight. Now, what do we do as the paddle goes through? Push the top hand, pull the bottom, turn over. Everybody does it really fast, fine. One thing I like to focus on is called the A-frame, or the triangle. You literally make an A out of your body. So once the paddle's loaded, all this stays rigid, and that's where we're getting into the legs, where we're frying through the body. So the trick is, your core's going to get tired, you're going to try and put the weight into the lats, and if you can get that nice solid catch where you like it, you can actually put the weight into those legs. And now you're almost just kicking the boat forward. And it's significantly more efficient and more powerful. So back to twisting. What we're going to do is we're going to start from that exit. Actually first, I just want you guys arms straight without banging paddles. I want you to just twist left and right. Just get very comfortable turning the hips. The butt slides. One thing that'll help is if you're on the, what are you guys on the right side? If you're on the right side, when you go to twist this way, you should almost feel like your whole hip is sliding forward as if you're going to take a stroke. Yeah, there you go. Now, what did you mean naturally doing? Naturally pushing up that leg. When you swing forward, I want to see your leg shift as if you're going to take a stroke or drive. It's hard to coordinate, huh? Alright, think about it. Look how far your paddle's moving. How far is your leg moving? Not very. So you gotta coordinate. Start together, finish together. Start together, finish together. Now, I'm not asking any of you to think about any of this once the paddle touches the water. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get your natural recovery to set up your legs. So go ahead and we're going to rotate again. And as you swing forward, I want you to go ahead when you feel comfortable, swing forward, set. Do not pull, just set. Do you feel like you're loaded up in here? It should feel like your legs cocked and loaded and ready to push off of. If you don't have that, I want you to take it out to the side, come back to recovery, and we're going to do that set drill again, and we're starting from here. Okay, you guys ready? Set.